Hello, welcome back. Raylan Givens' time in Detroit came to an end in the Justified City Primeval conclusion, but many other things were left unresolved. Even though City Primeval was advertised as a limited series, the question raised more concerns, especially for those who liked the first season of Justified. And the way it finished is likely to spark discussion among fans. In the 8th episode of City Primeval, The Question, the Albanians, who were seeking retribution for Clement Manso crippling Skender Logjaraj, had control over both Railan and the deadly Clement Manso. In addition to escaping the Albanians, Railan also needed to find a means to prosecute Manso. As if that weren't enough, Justified also included a number of unexpected cameos while giving significant screen time to characters from Raylan's background. Despite the fact that Clement Manso has previously evaded punishment, City Primeval made sure he didn't do so this time. However, Railan wasn't the one who planned that. The Albanians took Railan and Manso to Skender's hidden residence in a Detroit warehouse where they imprisoned him behind the same steel door that had previously rendered Skender helpless. Manso would be left to suffocate slowly inside the room, which Railan found to be a horrible plan. Ultimately, the U.S. Marshal made the choice to go back to the warehouse and release Manso. Skender, however, had already unlocked the door because he intended to shoot Manso directly. Skender, who was still using crutches due to his prior injuries, was easily overpowered by Manso, who then beat Skender to death with his own gun. After pursuing the other Albanians and killing all but one of them, he went to Carolyn Wilder's home to kill her for siding with him. Railan was waiting for the Oklahoma Wildman in Carolyn's kitchen because he anticipated that Manso would pursue Carolyn. Manso indicated he had something he wanted to offer Railan during their brief talk, but Railan shot Manso rather than allow the murderer to reach for it. After Carolyn and Railan arrived, they observed Manso bleed to death. Railan then realized that Manso had just been attempting to give him the demo tape of his music. A few weeks later, Railan was still troubled by the cold-blooded murder of Manso, so he went back to Miami and left the Marshal's service. Railan received a retirement gift from Carolyn, which hinted that she would want to come see him in the future, opening the door for the continuation of Railan and Carolyn's romance. However, it's likely that viewers were considerably more worried about Raylan's ex-wife coming back. Fans of Justified had been wondering all season if Railan would be the only character in City Primeval, and the question devoted the final third of the episode to two unexpected guest stars. Natalie Z made a comeback as Winona Hawkins, Raylan's ex-wife, who dropped off their daughter Willa to Raylan's house. Winona expressed her amazement at Raylan's retirement and the fact that he had not told her about it before deciding to renounce his badge. She remarked with a touch of melancholy that while Railan had been unable to leave the Marshal's service for her, she was happy he had done so for Willa. Winona warned Railan not to mess it up before driving away, and Raylan's reaction as he watched her leave his driveway showed that she had given him something to think about. Even more welcome was what came afterwards. Justified, City Primeval did actually cut to Walton Goggins' character, who was still incarcerated in a Kentucky prison, despite the fact that Boyd Crowder hadn't been anticipated to make a comeback. He informed a group of his fellow prisoners that he was being sent to the hospital due to a sickness, which undoubtedly raised suspicions for anyone who is familiar with Boyd's cunning ways. One of the cops moving Boyd was actually his new lover, as the question made clear. Boyd threw his orange prison jumpsuit out the window as they drove into Mexico after they had confined the other guard inside the vehicle. Boyd's return was a welcome surprise for the many supporters who had bemoaned his absence throughout City Primeval. Before hearing about Boyd's escape, Railan was last spotted in Miami with Willa taking it easy on a boat. His phone first notified him in a general way that there had been a prison break, and then it started to ring with a call from the Marshal's office. Viewers will understandably wonder if the program was setting up a season 2 in which Railan comes out of retirement to pursue Boyd because the series concluded without showing whether Railan answered the phone or not. Boyd's exile suggests that the action will most likely take place in a new setting distinct from Kentucky and Detroit, with a new cast of supporting players as a result. Justified, there hasn't been a formal announcement of a second season, and City Primeval has been plainly marketed as a limited series. However, the decision to use an open ending casts doubt on that, and Timothy Oliphant has shown a desire to play Railan Givens in the film a third time. The HBO blockbuster Big Little Lies, which was given a second season when it proved to be incredibly popular, is one notable example of a limited series that has been extended for further seasons. If FX decides it wants a second season of City Primeval, it will either have to write an entirely new plot or locate another one by Elmore Leonard to incorporate Railan into. The first season was based on the Raymond Cruz starring City Primeval by Elmore Leonard book. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.